Hello, welcome to Lore Master's Lair. I'm your Lore Master, here today to continue our look at the world of Glorian. Specifically, a look at the nations of Tian Xia. Last month, we finished our looks at the nations which make up the central part of the former empire. Now we look at one of the eldest nations of the continent, right to the south of every human empire. It is the nation of Nagajor. Let's get started. The Empire of Nagajor was, according to tradition, founded when the matriarch Nalinivati brought her people to the land from distant Fudra, and she created Nagaji to live among the Nagas, all before she herself rose to godhood. Since that time, the nation has been where it always has been, as the empires of man change hands time and time again. The original relationship with the First City empires, Yizing, was hostile. But after 2,000 years, a trade agreement was finally struck between the two entities, not only opening the borders and trade, but also creating a central government in Nagajor to watch over the smaller scattered governments run by individual Nagas, which still remains in place today, which is 6,000 years later, by the way. The nation is broken into a strict hierarchy of four groups. At the top, the Naga, the ruling caste and the minor gods of the region. Even those without subjects tend to their kingdoms that can be as small as a single shrine. The Nagaji make up a third of Nagajor's population. They fill out both a majority of the military, but also government jobs to keep the various kingdoms running. The third, the Blessed Children, are those who are oppressed by humanity and who were welcomed into a nation before the opening of the borders, those being Tengu, Amamuras, Kitsune, Orcs, Kobolds, and, surprisingly, Hags, among others. They settled along the borders of the human lands, acting as a buffer to be a medium for trade. After the border was opened came the fourth group, which, even after the Ivory Accords, which passed 6,000 years ago, those of humanity, those who are humans, elves, dwarfs, halflings, and gnomes, still are considered unintegrated into the kingdoms. However, they do have their own position in the empire, often acting as mercenaries and adventurers, solving problems the usual governments cannot. The nation is made up of thousands of smaller nations, each controlled by a Naga matriarch. As rulers of the land, they have absolute authority to have their domain be anything they want, good or evil, any government type. At the center of the nation is the First Mother, the one whose job it is to give the nation a united front to speak to outsiders and to keep the different matriarchs at peace. For religion, a nation of Naga and Nagaji of course have a healthy worship of Ravitha and Nalanivati, and Lamashtu, we try not to talk about that one in civilized circles, but other popular deities are Desna, Tsukio, Yazing, and Yamatsumi. On to locations, the capital of the nation is Zonkulan, built in the depths of the Kulande Mountains. The city is built into an active volcano, but the enchantment maintained by the First Mother keeps the city safe. To the west is the Banya Forest, one so thick that the trees cloak everything below it, making it so that it chokes out all life that could live on the forest floor. And to the east is the Sequoia Rainforest. The westernmost tip has the Mayan town built into a kaiju's body, Vanarak, and the easternmost is made of Camp Yama, a military outpost built to kill anything crawling out of the clicking caverns. And that's it for today's video. We're taking a short trip to the southern end of the continent, so expect more rainforests and giant lizards next time we stop by Tian Xia. Also, we just had the release of Shining Kingdoms, but we'll be dealing with that more with next week's video, so see y'all then.